What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Tico from the Tico Fantasy Show, and I'm here with my pal,
Sully'sworth.
And you are watching the Not a Football Show.
We love the Tico Fantasy Show.
What's going on, people? We are back, the Not a Football Show. We got a slightly different setup today. We're going to see how this works. I don't know how it's going to work, but it might work.
We're holding the mics.
We're holding up mics.
We're holding this. I can bring it over here. You can't even hear my ass now.
Rah.
The Huz can't hear me.
They can't hear us from the Himalayas.
They can't hear us with their yachts from the Himalayas.
But on today's episode, we are going to be going over those few playoff games that happened this past week in the Wildcard round. We're going to be talking about them and how some teams shit the bed and how some teams made the bed and had a really nice rest.
And some players shit the bed. Some players may have lost themselves some money.
Big money. Big money's big loss.
Big L's. You want to start it off with Chargers, Texans, someone who shit the bed, the entire Chargers offense.
Yeah, not good.
Really got exposed for the fact that they don't have shit besides that spunky-ass white boy.
And that spunky-ass white boy really wasn't that spunky. 4 interceptions, I believe, he throwing.
I was talking about Ladd.
Oh, boy.
I was talking about Ladd. Ladd was spunky as hell. Ladd had 197
Ladd was
and a
pretty
touchdown.
spunky. Ladd was pretty sexy, can't lie.
But, yeah, Herb did throw, I believe, what was it, like, more interceptions in this game than he had
all season.
The entire
he had 3 interceptions during the season, I believe it was. 4 interceptions in this playoff game.
And they were bad. They
were disgustingly bad.
Derek Stingley was yicking that.
He had 2 interceptions.
He did. One of them was pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
But yeah, I mean, Texans came out and I thought they were gonna get blown out. I thought they were gonna lose significantly.
I thought it was gonna be close, but I didn't think the Texans were gonna dominate them in that capacity.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and you kind of just saw their formulas. The formula is a very good defense, very young defense. Will Anderson and Derek Stingley, mainly the two guys in the core, and then just an explosive offense with Joe Mixon and Nico Collins,
which is going to be interesting to see how that carries into the next game versus the Chiefs.
But I mean, they may be able to compete, man. They may have the formula.
I could see it. It's possible. If you have a good defense can get anything done. And the Texans' defense has been playing out of their mind. I believe they have. What's the stat? Something with the defense. Can't remember. It was some stat.
I like how you looked at your paper. There ain't shit down there.
No, I can't find the answer there.
There ain't nothing down there.
But overall, that was a really shitty game. I had a terrible time watching that.
Most of these games are shitty.
Yeah.
I believe there was
all of them.
There
was one.
There was one good game.
One good game.
But yeah, you're just banking on Nico and Mixon just having great games because, I mean, their whole problem has been their offense. Bobby Slowick has been kind of a shitball as an offensive coordinator for them, but
C.J. Stroud hasn't been much better either. C.J. Stroud has been pretty ass this season. It's been a really terrible sophomore year for him. Sophomore slump, you might want to say.
Yeah.
But C.J. Stroud's been awful. He threw interception in this game, only 1 touchdown. I mean, he really didn't help this team out at all in that win. I mean, it's kind of been pretty ugly.
Yeah, and... Yeah,
but he did use his legs, which was cool. We never get to see him.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's a big thing.
I did not know C.J. Stroud could move like that.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he could, but he never does. He always, he always just likes to stay in the pocket. He's like a pocket passer.
He's got some move.
He can move, man. He's a big boy.
He is big. I never really fully realized how big these damn quarterbacks are. They're all like 6'4", 6'5".
If you're not 6'4" plus, you're not going to be a good quarterback in the NFL.
Unless you're Bryce Young.
Which really, that hasn't really,
Yeah, so... Chargers, season's over. Go get yourself some more dudes for this bum-ass quarterback.
Please come trade for Tyreek Hill. We don't want him. We'll send him over to you. You can have him. He'd be good in L.A. He seems like an L.A. guy.
He does. A lot of women to impregnate there, Tyreek.
he loves impregnating women.
You want to go on to the next one?
Let's go on to the next one. That was a really crappy game.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry,
this one
fans.
wasn't too much better. Steelers-Ravens. Ravens won by a lot more than I thought they were going to. I thought it was going to be a lot closer. But turns out the quarterback play in Pittsburgh is very bad.
It's not even that. The defense was pretty awful.
Yeah,
and the defense has been pretty awful for the past couple games. A lot of people... They haven't really made it like 100% known what the issue is, but there is a clear issue in the Steelers locker room pertaining to the defense. I don't know who it is exactly. Some people have said it's Cam Sutton. Some people have said it's Patrick Queen. Other people have said it's Minka. Yeah, everybody says it's everybody, but there's no definite person. But everybody in the locker room knows it's a definite person, and that person's going to be gone this offseason.
Yeah, and it's super interesting because it's not a personnel problem at all.
No.
They have probably one of the more talented defenses in terms of players.
in the beginning of the year, it was one of the better defenses in the league. It was what led them to lead that division for so long until the end of the year where they lost 5 games in a row.
Yeah, so who knows what's going on there? I mean, you think Tomlin would have this shit figured out because he's been a coach for so long, been so successful.
No, the second they get to 10 wins, he says, "I'm out, boys. We good."
Exactly. Yeah, like as soon as they are guaranteed to go 500 or above 500,
he's good.
Dude, he always
checks out.
Whenever they pan to him and they're getting blown out, he just looks so funny. Like he's just so depressed.
He's so pissed off.
Yeah, he's just always so angry. It's
But
funny.
did you see what he said? So there's a big rumor going around right now that everybody wants to trade for Mike Tomlin. Did you hear what he said about that?
What was that? I think he
said save your time. Don't try and start that bullshit over here. He don't want to deal with that nonsense. He's staying with the Steelers, whether Steelers fans want that or not.
How could you? How could you want that? How could you want
that?
I
like Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's a good coach. I mean, the winning seasons is a cool thing, but he hasn't won a Super Bowl in a while. I mean, or even won a playoff game in a while.
They haven't had a quarterback in a while either.
Yeah, I hope Russell Wilson doesn't get re-signed. Oh,
Yeah.
I got a spam risk calling me. Should I answer it?
Oh yeah.
I hung up.
It's the shred line.
Dang it, they hung up. Dang it, I would have totally answered that.
But yeah, they do definitely have a decision to make at quarterback. They have 2 quarterbacks that are going to be free agents unless they make a move to sign one of them back. And then what happens there? Maybe you don't get those guys. You want to bring in Sam Darnold? Do you want to draft a quarterback? Do you want to stick with one of the two?
You go with one of those two, but Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson apparently don't like each other. So there's been a bunch of reports coming out with the Pittsburgh beat reporters that Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson were fighting all season. They have a very rocky relationship, and the two just don't get along. They're not good together. And there's also some rumors going around that they're trying to bring Justin Fields back on a cheaper deal and Russell Wilson back on a deal. But they're having trouble bringing back Russell Wilson, but Justin Fields is more inclined to talking at the moment.
I think Justin Fields can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think he can make a lot of more money than he's making right now in Pittsburgh.
100%. 100%. There are a lot of teams where Justin Fields could go and be a starter tomorrow, I think.
And we also have to see what happens with Arthur Smith. I believe he got some head coaching interviews.
He did. I believe he got a few.
There's a chance he's not there. And if he's not there, maybe Russ
I don't
ends
think
up back.
I don't think anybody's hiring Arthur Smith.
Maybe they may just fire him from Pittsburgh.
I think they
may just fire him.
There's a higher possibility, I think, that he gets fired from Pittsburgh than he gets hired for a new head coaching job.
Yeah, that guy's a terrorist.
He's pretty,
It's never fun watching an Arthur Smith offense.
He was better than, oh my God, who was the old offensive
Matt Canada?
Dude, Matt Canada. You want to talk about terrorists? Let's talk about Matt Canada. That man's a terrorist.
Canada's a terrorist. Clip it. Yeah, so, I mean, we haven't even talked about the team that won this game, the Ravens. Dominant on the ground, which has kind of been their formula.
Derrick Henry, bro. I believe he had over 200 yards in this game.
If not, it was close to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's their formula. They're going to run through your face. Lamar's going to run around you and then throw a couple touchdowns on you. You can't hang with them. Can't hang with them. They just didn't have enough. Steelers are going to be an interesting team to watch in the offseason, though.
Yeah, I just hope to see that. I hope to see Justin Fields being the starting quarterback just because, he's 10 years younger than Russell Wilson, has way more to give with his legs. I feel like arm-wise, they're both pretty similar. I don't feel like it's really that big of an upgrade. I just feel like there's way more things you can do with Justin Fields than you can do with Russell Wilson.
And they were winning with him.
Yeah, they were. So people don't want to talk about that.
They don't. Let's go on and go to the next one.
The next one.
Broncos, Bills. Bo and the Broncos are out of the playoffs. I know you're real happy about that.
I mean, you know what? Like I've buried it. You know what?
No,
like I've buried the beef. I'm part of the. I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a Bo Nix fan. I'm not gonna jump on that bandwagon yet. But he's good. He's not bad. Will he ever win a playoff game? Probably not. But he's not bad. He's a good quarterback. I mean, that deep pass was really nice in the beginning of the game, and he really didn't do anything after that. But he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, you could admit and say that he is better than you thought he was going to be.
Yeah, 100%.
However good that means he is, but he is better than.
For a rookie quarterback in your first season, making the playoffs with that terrible Broncos team, it's impressive. I attribute a lot more of it to Sean Payton than I do to him, but still, it's impressive.
He just runs a lot more than I thought he would. I didn't know he moved like that. He does
run a lot.
It was interesting.
But that's because I feel like that's also because his receivers kind of suck.
I love Courtland Sutton.
I
don't know, man. Marvin Mims.
Yeah, but
I like Marvin
compared
Mims
to
a lot,
other
too.
wide receiver rooms in the league, I would say that the Broncos probably have a bottom 5 wide receiver room in the league.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think that's
that's
fair.
not crazy. I mean,
fair.
there's a lot of good receivers. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Where would they be with Jerry Jeudy right now?
I don't think Jerry Jeudy would have had that huge breakout if he was still on the Broncos.
No, probably not. But shit, we'll see. Yeah, they started off hot. Nothing ended up happening.
No.
Bills kind of did a similar thing as the Ravens. They just ran through their face.
James Cook.
Yeah, James Cook, Josh Allen.
That's it. You don't need anything else.
You don't need anything else. You need to play defense and run the ball in these playoffs.
That's all they did. The defense played great. The Bills' defense was playing amazing, and I would love to see that get carried on into the next game versus the Ravens. They're definitely going to need that.
Yeah, definitely.
To beat them.
Scary sight for the AFC if they can continue to run the ball like that, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be scary. Not much to talk about there. Kind of a blowout. Let's go Buffalo. Yeah.
Let's go Buffalo.
Yeah. Eagles-Packers, the next game we got. I didn't watch much of this game.
I watched every minute of every one of these games.
Jeez,
I watched it from start to finish, every game, and God, it's probably the worst wildcard round I've ever watched in my entire life. Every single game sucked, besides Commanders-Bucks, which we're not talking about yet, but that was the only game that was good.
Yeah, it definitely. I watched that full game, but Jordan Love 3 picks, not very good. From what I did see though, Josh Jacobs looked like he was not running bad.
Josh Jacobs had one really big run that was awesome. He was throwing people off of him. That man was a grown-ass man. But besides that, I mean, nothing like crazy. I mean, they were running the ball a lot because Jordan Love couldn't get the passing game going. And, you know, this game should have been a much bigger blowout than it was. Because this game, from the very beginning, from the very first kickoff, the fumble happened, which definitely wasn't a fumble that the Eagles recovered, and the Packers definitely recovered it, but that's besides the point. The refs fucking suck. It was over from the very beginning, and, you know, they just had to run the ball because Jordan Love was playing like shit. And on the other side, the Eagles' offense was kind of playing like shit. Jalen Hurts is not that good. Jalen Hurts, for getting 3 turnovers in the first half and only putting up 10 points, I mean, shit, you had the ball 4 or 5 times. You got to be putting up more than 10 points.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going up against the Eagles next round, I believe it's the Rams, you're kind of looking at this and you're smiling and you're saying, if we can get Jalen Hurts to try to beat us, we may be looking not too bad. Jalen Hurts has not been that great of a quarterback this season.
No.
He's not very efficient. He's just very good at getting pushed for a yard.
Yeah, and he's been very terrible in the passing game. I mean, A.J. Brown was a little pissed off. I mean, I know you saw him on the sideline reading his book. It's the #1 seller on Amazon at the moment.
That's like the stupidest story I've seen in my life. Like, why? Why do people care so much that he's reading this book?
Well, I mean,
I feel like that's not that ridiculous.
I mean, it's the middle of a game, and he just looks around and pulls out his book and just starts reading a book.
Mark Sanchez was eating hot dogs on the sidelines, and you're talking about this guy reading a book, man?
It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's really the only story coming out from this game.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, Saquon Barkley could have had a much bigger day than he did, but he decided to slide. But Saquon, he's just a good guy, man.
Saquon's a great guy. I love Saquon.
Saquon just wants to win. He spent so many years in hell.
He's
a
family man.
Yeah, God, I love Saquon.
He's good. I'd give him a kiss.
Yeah, very handsome guy.
Yeah.
Dallas Goedert ran through someone's face. That was cool.
Dude, Dallas Goedert slowed down to run through someone's face. He said, I had to slow down to give him the stiff arm.
Slow down to give him the stiffy, big boy. Yeah, an interesting game. I will say, though, the Eagles probably do have the best remaining defense in the playoffs, though. So that's something.
This is interesting.
What's that?
It's not really that big of a news, but Bill Belichick has still not signed his contract with UNC yet.
Oh, wow. So,
Dallas. Yeah, he technically still could say, fuck you, UNC, I'm going to go coach an NFL team.
Shit.
I don't think he will.
No, I mean...
He seemed pretty committed to UNC. But
I mean, I feel like that's a good step for him. I mean, you're just going to go to Dallas and lose.
Yeah, I don't know. He's proven everything he's needed to prove in the NFL. I don't see any reason for him to have to, leave the NFL and go do something else better with his life. I do see why he should do that, actually. College football is good for him. He can teach those young boys what to do.
Yeah, I mean... his girlfriend's basically college age, so she can
she's getting her master's.
she can go to some of the parties while he's coaching and shit. He could probably meet some more college girls.
The only reason he fucking signed with UNC is because he wanted her to get some free tuition.
He just wanted more college gat.
He's paying for her meal plan.
The college huzz. All right, whatever. We're done. We're not even talking
sorry.
about Bill Belichick. Yeah, Eagles probably have the best defense left in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, the defense was good.
Very good. Nolan Smith, I believe, had 2 sacks. Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell.
Nakobe
Dean. He got hurt. He's
Yeah,
out.
he's done for the rest of the year. And then they signed Nicholas Morrow from their Super Bowl squad, who used to be there, who was fucking ass back when he was there. But they signed him back, so he'll be taking over.
But they still have the Taysom Hill of defense, Zach Bond, lining up everywhere.
Zach Bond's getting an extension.
Big one, fat one, massive one.
Not that massive.
Maybe.
Howie Roseman, I don't remember what it was, but for some reason Zach Bond was at like a charity event with Howie Roseman, and they were like talking, and Howie Roseman's like, I'm gonna get this guy an extension.
Cool, man. Thanks for letting everyone know. Yeah, like, cool. No wonder you're going to give the best player on your defense this season an extension.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Gee.
I believe Darius Slay got hurt, though, didn't he? Or did he come back?
I think he came back. I think he's going to be fine. I think he's fine. Cool. He's been practicing.
That's really it for this game.
Yeah. Next
good
one.
luck in the offseason.
Yeah.
Pack, go.
Matt LaFleur. A lot of people talking about they want Matt LaFleur to get fired.
No.
He ain't going to get fired, but they really want him to.
He's a good coach. I think he's good.
Oh, you want to talk? There's one. Wait, well, one other quick thing. They have a QB coach for the Packers. I don't know what his name is, but he's really, really old, and he has coached with Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Jordan Love, and he just retired.
Damn. So what's that mean?
I don't know. Only God will know.
Only God will know. That means Jordan Love's going to suck, won't be a Hall of Famer, and they won't draft another quarterback to sit behind Jordan Love in the next 10 years.
They will.
Yeah, they probably will.
Oh, yeah, okay, good.
Next game, Bucks Commanders, the only good game of this wild card round. Jaden Daniels is a superstar, but it is so sad to see Bake go.
Oh,
I wanted to see Bake go all the way.
Like, it was such a bittersweet moment because the Commanders haven't won a playoff game in, I believe, 16 years?
Well, the Commanders have never won a playoff game.
Never? Oh! The Commanders never have won a playoff game. That's actually kind of crazy.
Did the football team win one? Was that the Taylor Heineke year? Or was that still Redskins?
They said it's been like 16 years.
Oh, no. They didn't win. They didn't win in Washington with Taylor Heineke against Tom Brady.
No. They lost.
It was just a very close
It was
game.
against the Bucks.
Yeah, it was the Bucks.
Yeah, they lost by a field goal.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I remember. I was looking at that sheet.
Sheet. But yeah, it really just came down to a fumbled jet sweep, which there's still like no telling who that was on. We still don't know if it was on who was it. Was Jalen?
It was on the center.
Yeah, I mean that's what people are saying, but I mean it could have been on a lot of things. We don't know if it was Bake. We don't know if it was McMillan. We don't know if it was the center.
You're talking about the one where the center snapped it way before everybody else moved, right?
No, I'm talking about the jet sweep.
Which one was the jet sweep?
Remember the miss, like at the very end where he came around, they snapped it, and they just.
Oh, and he bobbled it.
Yeah,
Didn't the Commanders got it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about.
No, the other one, yeah, that's the center's.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm talking about the one where. It was
you're right. It was
really mistimed. We don't know if it was on Bake. We don't know if it was on Jalen McMillan. We don't know. If it was
on somebody.
It
was a fuck up.
But that's what cost them the game there.
Which is so sad. Baker knew it too.
Yeah.
You could see it in his face. He was like, "Fuck."
But I mean, it was a good day for Baker. He ran through fucking Bobby Wagner. If you would have told me like 4 or 5 years ago
that hurt Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, I think Bobby Wagner had like an ankle injury.
Yeah, Bobby Wagner might not play this week because
Baker
Mayfield.
But if you would have told me like 4 or 5 years ago that Baker Mayfield would run through Bobby Wagner in a playoff game for a first down, I'd probably spit in your face and call you
Daddy.
That's good. I was gonna say something. But yeah. So Commanders though. What are you giggling over there, man?
Sorry.
If the Commanders want to keep going, though, they need to get that run game going. 2.5 yards per carry with a mobile quarterback as your guy. That is not going to fly. You cannot run the ball at 2.5 yards per clip.
Brian Robinson has been pretty dick.
Yeah, he's been an ass since he came back from his injury.
Yeah, Austin Eckler's been better.
Yeah, Austin Eckler. I mean, he's a better receiving back, and he's running better right now.
I believe Austin Eckler had more was out there for more snaps than him.
I felt
probably. Like it. Like it.
He should be. Brian Robinson has not been good at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we get to see more Jaden Daniels. That'll be fun. So yeah.
I'm sad to see the Bucks go.
Yeah, I wanted to see it. But I mean, you had to pick one. You had to either pick the young stud that looks like basically an MVP candidate coming up pretty soon, or Baker Mayfield, the guy that gets really cool Green Day edits on TikTok.
He does get really cool Green Day edits, or Black Hole Sun.
Yeah, all the edits. Yeah. He gets all the divorced dad rock edits. So.
That's exactly what he gets. But who's isn't there some free agents or something for the Bucks?
Chris Godwin.
They have a lot of free agents, I think.
Probably. I don't know them off the top of my head, but I know Chris Godwin's the big one.
Chris Godwin!
Chris Godwin's not going to get signed back because Jalen McMillan's very good.
He's not Chris Godwin good. No. Stop that.
He's young.
You stop that.
He's not Chris Godwin good, but he's young.
Chris Godwin's like 28.
Yeah. 28. What does he have?
Excuse me.
2 season-ending injuries in the past?
How old is Chris Godwin? Well, it's not going to say it, but he is 28.
Would you want the decimal point?
Yeah. 28 days, 6 hours, 4 minutes, and 3 seconds.
Shit,
it's like
old
counting.
ass. If he was 28 days, 38, 20.
Chris Godwin life calculator.
Chris Godwin birth date. Yeah, so go Commanders.
Yeah.
You want to go on to the next one?
Yeah.
All right, last game. Vikings, Rams. Rams had Sam Darnold seeing ghosts again.
9 sacks, the most sacks ever in a tied for the most sacks ever in a playoff game since I believe 1969. I believe it was. I want to remember that it was 69 because 69. But yeah, most sacks. Everybody got a sack besides Jared Verse. There's actually a clip out there. Jared Verse was pretty pissed off that he didn't get a sack.
Did you see him fly in on that one sack? He didn't get a sack, but he got a touchdown.
He did get a touchdown.
So
and
I'd take a touchdown over a sack.
What's his name? Something Hochit, Michael Hochit, I believe his name is. He got a sack and he was talking to Jared Verse on the sideline. He's like, "I'll trade you right now, bro. Give me your touchdown and I'll give you my sack."
Yeah, someone needs to check up on Michael Hochit.
You can have my sack.
What's up with the Rams, man? First Michael Sam and now Michael Hochit. So yeah, this defense really honestly, I don't even know if it was the defense or it was Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was shitting his pants, man.
I mean, listen, you can 9 sacks. Obviously, some of those are Sam Darnold's fault, but also some of those are the Vikings' offensive line's fault.
I'm gonna be honest. When I was watching the game, I think over half of them were Sam Darnold's fault.
Yeah, but there's 9 of them. When you say over half of them, I mean, what does that mean? 5 and 4 of them were the offensive line's fault. I mean, giving up 4 sacks as an offensive line is still a lot.
I mean, it's just the ones that he gave up were so bad because for some reason, Sam Darnold, he's not a mobile quarterback, but he runs backwards like he is one. Then he just crumbles up into a ball and doesn't even look downfield. I mean,
yeah.
I didn't watch the all 22. I don't know if the coverage was just that damn sticky back there.
I think it was.
It probably.
I think it was.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But I mean, it was just he made no It didn't look like he tried to force balls at all.
No.
It's the playoffs. You need to do something.
Well,
you can't just sit there.
I take that. I disagree because Justin Jefferson 8 targets, Jordan Addison 8 targets. He did force the ball to them and he tried, but it just wasn't happening because the Rams secondary was locking him down. 9 different DBs were lined up against Justin Jefferson in this game, and I don't understand that strategy, but it worked.
Shit, I guess keep your guys fresh against Justin
Yeah,
Jefferson.
shit. I mean, they were switching them out every chance they got. Every time they could sub somebody out, they did.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, honestly, there is a good chance that it's just the Rams defense being good, but Sam Darnold did no favors for the Vikings. I think he may have lost himself some money.
Yeah, but here's the thing, do you want Sam Darnold to go out there and play like Josh Allen, or do you want Sam Darnold to go out there and play like Sam Darnold? And that's what I feel like he did. I feel like I hate to say this, Colin Coward, he made a point. He was like, Sam Darnold is going to play closer to Baker Mayfield than he's going to play to Josh Allen. And that's what happened.
Yeah, but he didn't look anything like Baker either. He looked like ass.
He
looked like Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, but the offensive line was also fucking dick. He was getting dicked down.
And what about what was the last game? What about against the Lions? Sucked then.
Yeah,
they lost to 2 teams all season, and he sucked in every single one of those games.
He did suck in both of those.
So
those 4 games.
The reason that it becomes a question for the Vikings is, can he win a big game?
No.
Okay, so why keep him? Why re-sign him? Why give him a bunch of money?
I guess it's a good point.
I mean, obviously, regular season, he was amazing. It was the best we've seen from Sam Darnold
ever
since college.
Yeah.
Ever since he had mono, he sucked. But
he sucked way before the mono.
He did. I mean, we've seen their damn backup quarterback win a playoff game against them. They have Daniel Jones. I'll be honest, Kevin O'Connell may be able to make Daniel Jones work.
He probably could. Kevin O'Connell is an
good.
offensive genius. He was also Kevin O'Connell was having a day over there on the sideline. They kept cutting to him, and every time it was just...
Yeah, very rough. And then you have a 21, 22-year-old rookie sitting on your bench that people are trying to trade for now. And you want to give Sam Darnold what? What do you think he's make like $30 million?
More.
Like what? Why?
At the cheapest, I think you have to give him 40.
Just to keep him away from the other teams, to keep him away from Vegas and shit.
They don't have the money. They don't really have the money to even do that. Like
that's what I'm saying. You got a decision to make. Do you want
it? It's tough. It's tough
because there's no denying he played good. They won 14 games.
Yeah.
But and every single big game where they needed him to make a play, he didn't. He was bad.
But the other problem is that J.J. McCarthy's not going to be ready.
Shit, Daniel Jones.
Yeah, you're going to have to, like, it's such a weird situation. It's so weird. Sam Darnold really fucked us all by playing like shit. If Sam Darnold won at least one playoff game, great. That would have solved everything. You get a $40 million a year contract, you get 3 years, call it a day, whoop-de-doop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doop-de-doo. But he didn't do that. And now it fucked everything up. And now the Vikings have to sit there and have to make a very difficult decision. And I don't know what the right decision is.
Yeah. I think the right decision is trusting Kevin O'Connell to be the guy that turns Daniel Jones into a capable quarterback until J.J. McCarthy's ready.
Hey, man, you could go out and sign Russell Wilson. Or you can sign.
I'd rather.
You can go and trade for Aaron Rodgers and make him do the Brett Favre path, the same path. You know, you got the the Packers, Jets, Vikings, and then he was good on the Vikings. Brett Favre. I think he won a playoff game for them.
Wait, Justin Fields.
You could get Justin Fields. Justin Fields on the Vikings. Hey,
yeah,
shit. That's interesting.
We don't know the answer. Let's talk about the team that won the game. Really
Trey
quick,
Lance.
No.
I want Trey Lance on the Vikings.
The Rams. So we talked about their defense. The defense has been very good, but Matt Stafford at the start of the game looked like he was clicking, and when Matt Stafford is clicking, he looks like basically an MVP caliber quarterback.
Those veneers be shining.
Oh my goodness, he's scary with the veneers. I don't like his veneers.
They're
at all.
so straight and so white.
God, no football player should look like that.
They don't look real. They look like he has to color them in with a Sharpie every day.
But I mean, when this offense is clicking, it's clicking. It's got a lot of playmakers. Kyron Williams, Cooper Kupp, who didn't do much. Cooper Kupp has not done anything. Like in the
he had actually. Well, that's
he had a big
lot.
catch.
He had a very good catch. And it was a very important catch too.
Yeah, I know he didn't do anything because I took his over on receptions. So
I put like $100 on him to score a touchdown.
Oh God!
I felt like it was gonna be a Cooper Kupp touchdown first like playoff game. Like it just felt right.
I took a Kyron touchdown. He scored.
Yeah, good job.
But Puka Nacua, very, very good. Tyler Higbee, I believe, was throwing up blood in the hospital.
Yeah. Tyler Higbee had to go to the hospital after this game.
I think he's good.
Yeah, he's fine. He'll play.
I think he's okay. So I don't remember Tyler Higbee getting hit that hard. But
you know, you throw up a little blood. It's football, man.
Yeah, rub some dirt.
Be a man.
Throw up blood. Be a man. But yeah, Vikings have a very, 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 very interesting offseason ahead of them. The Rams look pretty good. Maybe they stand a chance against their next opponent. We'll see. But that was our last game. Sorry,
I really like the handheld mic.
I kind of do too.
I kind of fuck with this.
Kind of go, ooh.
Yeah. What the hell's going? Sorry.
You got anything else for this game?
Wait. Let me see if there's any. No, I have nothing else about this game.
Is there anything that happened recently that we?
I'm gonna
give
you a couple.
We kind of talked about it. Mike McCarthy no longer with the Cowboys.
Mike McCarthy is no longer with the Cowboys. There's a lot of head coaching vacancies.
Still nobody. There's no.
That's not true. Mike Vrabel.
Oh yeah,
Mike Vrabel is the new head coach of the Patriots. What are your thoughts on that?
I like that. I
fucking love it.
I mean, that's what everyone thought. It was the grass is green ass signing, bro.
Yeah.
So, I believe I saw that Aaron Glenn had his top.
Jets.
Said that. Yeah, it was the Jets. I was trying to think it was the Saints or the Jets. But Aaron Glenn wants to be the head coach of the Jets. You don't know if they're going to offer it to him. I think they should.
I think they interviewed him already.
No, they interviewed him, but they didn't offer him the job. So.
They should, and I think they will. You know, but the problem I think that we're going to have with Aaron Glenn and the Jets is Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Yeah. I feel like Aaron Glenn and Aaron Rodgers aren't going to be able to coexist in that locker room.
Aaron Glenn won't take his shit.
Aaron Glenn's not going to deal with that bullshit, and you shouldn't deal with that bullshit, you know? It's not Aaron Rodgers' team. You're a player. You're not managing the team. You don't own the team. There's no reason for you to go in there and have all this say and be able to make all these decisions. It's stupid that Woody Johnson gave him that much control in the first place.
Yes, that much control for a
40-year-old man who's not that good.
Yeah, and in his last year on the Packers, he wasn't even that good.
No, put fucking Tyrod back in there, bruh.
So where do you rank the Dallas job in terms of
Low.
vacancies?
Is
it
I'd rather
low
work for the
strictly because of Jerry Jones?
Yeah, it is strictly low because of Jerry Jones. I mean, shit. Why would you want to work for that man? Like, not even because he's just a fucking piece of shit, but other than that, you have to work under his thumb. Every single move that you make you can't even make any moves. It's his decision at the end of the day. It's not yours.
Yeah, and apparently there's rumors that his decision is trading Dak Prescott for Shadur and signing Dion as the head coach. I just want to see Shadur under someone that ain't his daddy. That's what I want to see.
It'll never happen. He's a nepo baby.
Nepotism.
He's a little nepo baby.
He is.
Little nepo Shadur.
We got anything else? Is there any other news?
Where would I rank the Cowboys job if I had to? I'd put the Bears higher. I'd put the Jags higher.
Yeah.
I'd probably put the Jets higher.
Yeah.
I'd probably put.
Is Woody Johnson that much better than Jerry Jones though?
I think the team is better. I like the youngsters that you have on the Jets. I love that defense. I like that you have Sauce. I like that, who wasn't even that good this year. But I like that you have Sauce. I like that you have, what's Big Boy's name? Quinnen. I like that you have his brother. I like that you have, the defense is just a fun, good defense.
Yeah.
I also like the offense. You got Garrett Wilson. You got Breece Hall. You got an O-line that they just invested a bunch of money in. I think it has a lot of pieces. I think you just need to change the quarterback and change the culture a little bit.
Definitely.
And I think Aaron Glenn is the perfect guy to bring in there. Aaron Glenn is a player's coach. I fucking love Aaron Glenn.
And I guess one last question. Where do you rank Mike McCarthy among candidates? I don't think he's all that. I think he's basically... I disagree. I think he's top 5. Yeah, I'd say that. I believe he's on the lower half of that 5.
I think he's 5, probably.
He's technically more... what's the word?
Old?
No, yeah.
Fat?
Yeah. No, more
hairy?
Accomplished than Mike Tomlin. So, if that's where you want to take it, he has more playoff wins.
I wouldn't call Mike Tomlin a candidate, though.
Well, no, I'm talking about like in terms of like current coaches
Yeah.
that are pretty highly regarded.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Maybe a team that's like win now mode. Like a team like Dallas.
I don't think he's a terrible head coach. I don't think he's a terrible head coach. Every year that he didn't make the playoffs was because Dak Prescott got hurt or some other bullshit. And like I think it's only been because Dak Prescott got hurt. That's the only reason he didn't make the playoffs. And not getting the playoff wins, well, that's not his fault. I kind of attribute that to Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm. No. I don't think he's bad at all.
I think he's a good coach.
I just feel like I'd rather take a shot on one of the younger guys that's
100%,
their first
100%.
Shot at head coaching.
Which is what we saw in the last coaching cycle. Mike McDonald, Dave Canales, who else? I'm trying to think. There's one more I want to say. Raheem Morris. All of these guys who have never been coaches before.
No. D'Amico was the year before.
D'Amico was the year before. But still, these young guys who, haven't been coaches before and really haven't even been coordinators or anything. Well, a few of them were. Actually, they were all coordinators. Let me shut the fuck up. They were all coordinators.
They all were coordinators.
They were all coordinators. But yeah, I think that's the better route. I think it's better to hire these young coordinators, and the old ex-head coaches. Unless it's Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
I like Cliff Kingsbury.
He's young.
Yeah.
He was a young coordinator.
Yeah, he was. And he was, it's the Cardinals. Cardinals are cursed.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. But I'm sorry, I want to answer your question.
What's
Ben
that question?
Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Mike Vrabel, but he's gone. Who else would I put above Mike McCarthy?
Liam Cohn?
No.
Who else is out there still?
I have a list somewhere. I can't think. Robert Saleh?
I'd put him over McCarthy.
I put McCarthy over Saleh. McCarthy has proven more.
I believe Saleh just interviewed for the Dallas job too.
And the Jags, which I think there's I think Saleh to the Jags is not crazy at all. I think that seems like, I don't know, that just makes sense to me. Or Liam Cohen.
Yeah.
One of the two.
I feel it. I like it.
Joe Brady. I'd put Joe Brady. Joe Brady's in my top 5. I love Joe Brady.
Hell yeah.
I think he's an offensive genius. I really like Joe Brady a lot.
Nice.
Yeah. But I think it's all we got for this episode. You got anything else you want to say?
No, sir.
I don't have anything else I want to say. Thank you so much for watching another episode of the Not a Football Show. My name is Tico from the Tico Fantasy Show, and this is my pal,
Silly Sport.
And you are watching the Not a Football Show.